Unpopular opinion, the 2020s might just be the worst dress decade of all time. And yes, I have proof. Let's rank every micro trend that led us here. We are about halfway through the decade and we have seen a lot of micro trends, different cores and aesthetics. Today I have decided to rank every micro trend that we have seen this decade so far. So I have 5 tiers. First, the top tier is Super Slay. The second tier is She Tried. My parents used to say this to me all the time whenever I tried to do something and it was like good, but it wasn't quite there. So they couldn't give me the full compliment, but they'll be like, you tried. If you're also Nigerian, tell me if your parents also said this to you as well. Third is Mid. It is right in the middle of the top 2 and the bottom 2. And fourth is a micro trend Final Boss. It's just a little bit overdone, not necessarily inspiring anything in me, and just feeling like very played out, which I think a lot of the micro trends of the past 5 years have gotten to this point. And then 5 is if this trend has no haters, then I am dead. That's pretty self-explanatory. The first are those tabby shoes. Honestly, I think these are actually very, very cute. And I think tabbies are like low-key timeless. I think they're very hit or miss. Like not everybody's gonna get it. And I think I really like that about fashion. I don't own tabbies, but like I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm gonna put it in She Tried. I just feel like I should save Super Slay for like something that's like very Super Slay, you know? Okay, next is Cottagecore. This came around like very early 2020s, like around the pandemic times. And I think this one is very, very mid. Even when it was at the height of its popularity, I really didn't really feel a connection to this trend. Those furry like bags, you know, the ones that Unif used to have that were like cheetah print or like different types of animal prints. You know what I'm talking about. So at one point I did want this, and I'm also like low-key a believer in like there's no bad clothes, there's only bad styling. That being said, these are extremely micro trend Final Boss, but if you can style them well, I would love to see it. Next is Office Siren. I actually thought this was cute, and maybe it's because it's low-key still trending, but I think the problem arose when people actually started to like try to wear Office Siren to work. Like, are you stupid? You can't do that. So I think this is gonna go in She Tried. I do like Office Siren. I think it's a fun twist on like classical workwear. And it kind of reminds me of like back in the day when like older people would wear business casual to the club. Jorts. I actually love jorts, and I feel like jorts are also one of those ones where you either love them or you hate them. And I love jorts, especially for the summer. I'm glad that we got an alternative to like micro mini denim shorts. So I'm gonna put jorts in Super Slay. Fairy grunge. The thing about fairy grunge is I think the aesthetic is almost so reminiscent of 2020 that you can't really separate it from the concept of a 2020 micro aesthetic, but it's not horrible. And I think a lot of K brands, like Korean brands, do it really, really well and like make pieces that are more fairy grunge coded that still look a little bit more timeless. Honestly, it's gonna go in Microtrend Final Boss just because it's just too TikTok. You know how some trends are just too TikTok? Next is an oversized scrunchie a la Sandy Liang or a la literally any other brand that decided to make one. I love those. I would definitely still wear one to this day. I think they are a fashion statement. They add some interest to an outfit, and I love when people do things with their hair. An oversized scrunchie is gonna go for me personally in Super Slay. Next is the mob wife trend. This trend was genuinely a flash in the pan. I literally heard about it for 2 weeks last year and then never heard anything about mob wives again. But it was categorized by like conspicuous displays of wealth and like fur coats and animal print and like being very loud, like glamorous fashion. Genuinely, I like the style itself, but I feel like when you start to like make it into like like a core or an aesthetic, it kind of takes away from like the actual fashion of it all. That being said, just basing it off the clothes, I'm gonna give Mob Wife a she tried. I still think, you know, it has potential to be cute. Okay, next is the Whimsygoth aesthetic. Now, this one is very near and dear to my heart because out of all the like early 2020s like aesthetics, this was the one that I felt most connected to because it was kind of similar to like my ideal way of wanting to dress at the time when it came out compared to like very grunge or cottagecore or all these other different cores. I love a maxi dress. I love a maxi skirt. I loved these dark grungy colors at the time. So Whimsygoth can definitely get a she tried. Next is gorpcore. So this is kind of when people dress in more like utilitarian clothes, like think camping style, like cargos, think like Arc'teryx, North Face, you know, all the things. Like even like Solomon's. So I for one would simply never dress like this unless I was going hiking. So I can't really find myself feeling connected to this style of dressing. So it's gonna have to be mid for me personally, just because I love a more girly style. But it does feel like it's timeless, and I think it does feel that way because camping is forever and going outside is forever, and needing a utilitarian type practical wear for those activities and for that weather is forever. Bows. I actually liked bows. I liked bows a lot. I'm wearing bows right now. Even my dress has bows. I have a bow right here and there's one like right here. So I'm not anti-bow. But the thing is, I hated when it got to a point. Like it gets to a point, guys. People wore bow, like they were bowed down. Like I like a bow here and there, but like it can't be all the time. It can't be all the time. It can't be everywhere. Just calm down, you know? And I got sick of it. I think most other people got sick of it. Like at first it was very cutesy, Sandy Liang core, and then it's like I don't even want to see a bow. Like it gave like, I know people, I'm not the first person to have said this, but it gave like the mustache trend of I was in middle school. So 2012. That being said, I'm gonna put it in Microtrend Final Boss with a caveat is if you overdo it, it's a Microtrend Final Boss, but it can be super slay still, cause you know Sandy Liang's still doing it, and I'm sure other designers are still doing. Whoever designed this is still doing it. Just don't overdo it, and it can be a super slay. This cyber sigilism trend, this I just never really felt the connection. I never felt the hype. And I think it's definitely gonna be one of those things where like we look back and we're kind of like, what? Honestly, yeah, this can go in. If this trend has no haters, I'm dead. It's not like the worst thing ever, but it's just not cute to me. And honestly, I think the people who got cyber sigilism tattoos, no shade, are gonna regret it. Because it's feeling like, I'm also not the first person to have said this, but it's feeling like when early 2000s where people got like those tribal tattoos. Now they're talking to the lady to get it lasered off. So just pray that isn't you if you have a cyber sigilism tattoo. Next is capri. Honestly, I would probably not like to wear capri personally, but honestly, I think they're cute on other people. So I'm gonna put it in she tried. She is trying currently. Yeah, barrel jeans. So straight off the bat, I'm gonna put this in. If this trend has no haters, then I'm dead. I don't think they're flattering. They don't make your legs look good. And obviously not every clothing you wear has to be flattering, but it just gives, we're running out of jean silhouettes. So we have to like quickly make something up so we can like still keep selling clothes. And it's like, they have to keep making things up so they can keep selling clothes, but they also have to convince people that it's cute when it's not, so that people will keep buying the clothes. Funky tights were trending, I wanna say early 23, I believe. I love these, so cute, super slay, super slay. I just love like if you're wearing like a little mini dress that's like maybe a little bit plain, I think funky tights can really add some visual interest to your outfit. And who doesn't like visually interesting outfits? Onitsuka tigers, I'm not sure. I want to say they started trending in like 21, 22. I love these. I have a pair, so I really can't hate. I will say though, the yellow ones are kind of overplayed. The yellow ones give Microtrend Final Boss, which is why I went for the navy and white ones. And I've Those are my like beaters. I wear them all the time. They are super, super comfortable. The next are these like knit bonnet balaclavas. And I think I did a video in 2022 where I like predicted them as a fashion trend. Whole time they died in like 3 seconds. But I still think they're cute, especially for the winter. Maybe they'll come back, or maybe I'll make them come back. But I would give these a super slay. I think they're super cute. They're just so like girl. Like it's because I feel like as like a girly girl, I'm not gonna be out here in like a fucking ski mask, or what do they call it? A shiesty. But like I live in New York, like it gets cold. So I think those are like the girly, like the very girly, classy way of doing a shiesty. So yeah. Wait, what did I say? Yeah, so yeah, super slay. A sheer dress. These are super slay. Every time I see like a celebrity on the red carpet wearing a sheer dress, I'm like, yeah, that's CUNTY. Like, you're doing it. And not everyone can pull it off, and period. Like, not everybody needs to pull it off. The girls that like can, will, and yeah, I like them. They're cutie. I personally don't think I would wear a sheer dress because I don't know where I'm even going in that. If I had a red carpet event, I would definitely, but I don't go to places like that. So maybe not for me, but I think they're so cute. Okay, next is bubble skirts. I've been waiting for this one. These are, if this trend has no haters, then I am dead, like I'm deceased. I don't understand why these took off. They don't really look good on anyone. Like, I've never seen someone in a bubble skirt and I'm like, oh, that's cute. Obviously, like, keep doing you, but like, no, it makes you look like diaper booty. It's not cute at all. Not sure how these even became a trend. Ballet flats. I am so happy these came back. I think, especially living in New York, I always want to find like a nice, comfortable shoe that is not a sneaker, because I'm not really a sneaker girl, and especially with the types of outfits I wear, like I'm mostly always in like skirts or dresses. I'm not gonna be in a sneaker. I'm not wearing sneaker and skirt. That's not a thing for me. So I love ballet flats. I love all of them. I love the ones with the little strap. I think they're so cute. I'm glad they came back. A lot of people don't like them because they're like triggered from like when they were little and had to wear them with their uniform. I was also little and I also had to wear it with my uniform. I still don't mind. I think they are the cutest things ever. So super slay for a ballet flat. I love it. So comfortable for the city. Zambas did actually make the list. They are very Microtrend final boss. The next is this Euphoria I Am Gia cutout set. I'm not sure the exact name, but I'll put it up. But it's the one that got really popularized by Maddie wearing it on Euphoria, and she like ruined the vibe at the fair or whatever. This is very extreme Microtrend final boss, and I love I Am Gia. I have multiple hauls of them on my channel. That is not something that I can't really wear that. It's just too associated with like the internet, and I feel like I'm already chronically online, so I don't want to overly present that way. The green House of Sunny dress, you know, with the like circles and stuff, I think this was what triggered the concept of a micro trend. I don't even know where to start with this. I would definitely say that if this trend has no haters, I am dead, just because it is so micro trend final boss that like it's not even like, it doesn't even register to me as like a real piece of clothing. Like, it's just an image that I've seen online so many times. Yeah. Okay, same with the next one, which is this like pink silky strawberry dress. Without it having been online, I would just never wear this. It's too little girl for me. Like, it looks like something you would put your kid in. This one is, if this trend has no haters, then I am dead. Do you remember this money piece hairstyle where people would dye the front of their hair like blonde and then leave the rest dark? So this is Microtrend final boss, and the only reason I'm not putting it in if this trend has no haters, I am dead, is because I literally did this hairstyle. I'll show pictures if I have any. It was cute for the time. Like, we were bored, we weren't going outside, we needed something to do. But if I saw somebody with that hairstyle now, it's not like, it doesn't give really anything. These toe shoes, you know, the five toe shoes, I assume they're good for some type of practical reason, maybe hiking, but as a style statement, I don't think they work. I'm gonna call them Microtrend final boss because I haven't seen anyone wearing them that isn't chronically online. That big belt trend, I don't know if I'm the only one who can, hopefully people remember what I'm talking about. Honestly, I really liked this trend. I thought it was super cute. I'm gonna put it in she tried, because she tried, you know? The next is a midi skirt. I think in the early 2000s, you know, it was very mini skirt focused. And trust me, I love a mini skirt, but I like how in the 2020s, there was a lot of variation in what lengths of skirts were like considered fashionable. So I love a midi skirt. Midi skirts are super slay. I think they're so cute and they're appropriate for work, which is where most of us are spending our time actually. These pointed leather boots. These are still a pretty big trend and I'm gonna put them in super slay. I think they're super cute, super stylish, super fabulous. It kind of reminds me of like Bratz dolls. It has that very kind of like edgy, like super high fashion look. Little shoulder bags. It's like a specific shape. I'll put a picture up. But to me, these red, and even when I see them out, they read very Shein. So this specific shape of shoulder bag is gonna be, if this trend has no haters, then I'm dead. Because anytime I see someone with a bag like this, especially when it's like, there's no real detail to it, no real anything special about it, it just reads as like very Shein, mass-produced vibes. We have Ballet core. Honestly, this is still very cute to me. I think having aspects of this interwoven into your style is cute. It's cute, it's fun, it's girly, and she is trying and she tried. The Vivienne Westwood pearl necklaces, they're not horrible, but they're also read to me as very like Microtrend. I like Vivienne Westwood. I have a Vivienne Westwood wallet, and I think getting other things from Vivienne Westwood is like good, but I definitely think these pearl necklaces are just a bit overplayed. So they're gonna be going in the mid category. Do you guys remember the big red boots? These were trending. I remember it was February of 2021, or it was either February of 2021 or February of 2022. But it was like early in the year, and it was the craziest thing because I've not seen nary a big red boot since. And if this trend has no haters, then I am dead. I was already hating it from when I first saw it. It just gave like, some trends you can tell are just for social media because they are, I guess, visually interesting when being communicated across the screen. But I've seen those big red boots in real life and they're haunting. They're not pleasant to look at. So yeah, if this trend has no haters, then I am very dead. Skinny glasses. I love a skinny glasses. I think they're so cute. Very like Y2K cute girl, especially with the skinny brow. So I'm gonna put both a skinny brow and a skinny glasses in super slay. Yeah, I think those are super slay. Bag charms, these are still trending. Honestly, I like it. I like the trend. I think it's cute and I think she's trying and I think she tried. We have the grommet headbands. Have you guys seen those? These are still very much trending. I'm gonna say that these are mid. I don't hate them, but I don't feel any sort of special way towards them. I think they're cute. This decade has been a trip. There has been so much going on and we'll probably have more trends, and there are probably a lot that like I didn't say / forgot because they were just so many. So that being said, let me know if you want a part 2. I would be happy to do one, and let me know what your thoughts are on these micro trends that we have been experiencing these past 5 years and your thoughts and feelings. And thank you so much for watching my channel and supporting me. And thank you all so much for 25,000 subscribers. And my goal is to get to 100K. So subscribe and see you in the next one. Bye.